Hello and welcome back. This is Steve at Bucks Coins and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a pre-decimal coin hunt, and I'll say with a little bit of a difference because the first two coins I'm going to start off with, believe it or not, are actually not decimal coins, pre-decimal coins. They are somehow, I managed to find in this pre-decimal coin hunt number 20 two half-p decimal coins, which is not something I would normally find in my decimal coins. I must have just, when I grabbed the handful of coins out of my decimal pre-decimal box, they must have been in there by mistake. So we'll get those out of the way, as you've just seen, and we'll start off with one of the coins that I'm not overly fond of, as not one of my favourite coins. Oops, it is a pre-decimal multi-sided threepenny bit, and the brass. This one's from reign of George VI, and it's dated for his last year on the throne, 1952. He died in 1952, and that's why we're celebrating in 2022, as we are this year, the Queen's 70th Jubilee, Platinum Jubilee. The 3p on this one is slightly different than the ones on Queen Elizabeth's threepenny bits, the castellated brass threepenny bits. This is the thrift plant. I've never found out exactly why this thrift plant was used as an emblem on these threepenny coins, but it helps date the coins. Prior to, I think it's George VI's reign, most of the threepenny bits that you see were silver ones. So that's a threepenny bit. This is actually one of Christopher's favourite coins. It's the sixpence, or the tanner, as we used to know them. It's a small silver coin, silver coloured coin. It's not a silver coin. And the design on the back of these are the flower emblems of the United Kingdoms. So on the back here you have a rose, a thistle, a clover, and I think it's a leek, isn't it? Yeah, the leek. This coin is dated, it says, trying to find it, 1961. Okay, so it's a 1961 sixpenny bit, or a tanner, depending on who you'd speak to. These are just a little bit bigger than the current 5p, which I find very fiddly, having arthritis, to be able to hold and to be able to pick up. So that's those ones. The most numerous coin I have on this hunt. Now let's just get out on these. Let's just widen. These are half pennies. I have 4 from the reign of Queen Elizabeth. So you have Elizabeth's throne here. I'm not sure if that's Ralph Mackaloff portrait. I think it possibly is. And you have 3 halfpennies there. They all have, on the rear of them, they all have the Golden Hind. They range in date. That one's 1964. That one there I can't quite make out because we've got some differential rust on it. That one's 1958, the one with the Queen's head showing. And the other one is 1963. They all have the Golden Hind on. Some of them have a slightly more rougher C on the actual coins. So those are Elizabeth II's coin, halfpennies. Let's get those 4 out of the way. And we can move these ones up a little bit. Again, George VI has got the golden hind on it, and the dates on these coins is 1942. The one with the head showing is 1944, and the other one that's turned up to show the ship is 1939. Again, the only differences on any of these is like a C. These are very much the same, are marked in the same way as the Elizabeth II coins. We go to George VI's father, George V, and we have a change. We have George V's portrait. It's slightly better on this one here. And we have on the back, we have Britannia's. This one, which is the clearer Britannia, is March 1926. This one with the slightly more worn and has a darker patina through wear is a 1917 variety. On this one, you see part of the legends, you can see part of half. The penny is virtually worn away, so is the upper part of the trident. You can't very easily see the shield is worn. There's no detail at all on the shield. So this one is one that's had a plenty of wear and has probably been in circulation most of its life, that it was possibly in circulation. This one, on the other hand, looks as if it's been kept away from circulation mainly. The only wear on it I can see is the shield isn't as defined, and you can't see the Union flag on there. Also, sometimes on these you can see a lighthouse and a ship on the sea in the background. On this one it isn't on there. I think that occurs more on the penny coins, of which we have a 1965 Queen Elizabeth, a 1963 Queen Elizabeth, a 1920 George V, a 1908 Edward the 7th, a 1919, but it doesn't have the King's Norton or Heaton mint mark, and a slightly battered 1966 Elizabethan coin, Elizabeth II coin. So if we get rid of the slightly beaten Elizabethan coin off the table, on the background with these, on this Elizabeth II coin, you do have, whoops, let me give a pointy thing, you do have a lighthouse here in this area on the coin. I don't know whether I'll be able to bring you in. Whoops, other way. Let me get those out of the way. Now on this one, you do have the lighthouse here and the behind Britannia as she sat down. You see very little part of the sea. The shield itself is there, and you can make it out and you can make the legend out quite easily, so that one's in reasonable nick. This one here, 1965, again it has the lighthouse in the background behind Britannia. The wear on this coin is minimal. There is some wear, obviously, but it's not overly bad. So that's the two Elizabeth's coins. We have two from the reign of George V. Put them there side by side. Let's bring them here. Oop, maybe down a bit. You have George V and you have the Britannia on the back. There's no lighthouse. I can't see anything on the sea. And I need to look under a microscope because my eyes aren't that good about up here on the around the top of the trident to see if it breaks the seal, breaks the dotted line, or points to the dot on the line, or whatever. So that's the one. That's the first of the George V coins. The next one is a 1919. This does have quite a bit of wear, certainly where the one at the N and the E is in one, and as you go around you lose the top of the trident isn't too distinct, and the beginning of Pennies is not distinct at all. It isn't one from either Heaton or Kings Norton, and it seems that this penny is slightly misshapen and slightly worn around that area. It's not a true circular coin. It does go in around that top area here. The last one is Edward VII. Nice patina to this coin. The legend is readable quite easily on the obverse, and on the reverse it's very clear as well for a coin that's over 100 years old. The one and the penny are very distinct. You can see the end of the trident, although around the end of the trident there is a slight where the dots are seems to have been worn away a little bit, and you've got the penny, and then at the bottom you've got the date, which of course is 1908. The shield itself, the Union shield, or the Union flag on the shield, is still quite distinct and is very readable. So that is a lovely coin. 1 shilling coins. There's 3 of them. Get them all in for you. You have 2 that show the shield with the lion rampant in it with the crown on the top. In these 2, this is a Scottish 1 shilling coin. This one is from 1966. This one here is also from 1960, and this one here, if I turn it over, slightly discoloured, round blackish sort of colour, is a 1964, but it's also a Scottish lion shield. It's rampant lion on the shield, which makes it a Scottish shilling. So that's 3 Scottish 1 shilling coins. We didn't have an English one in there. That's unusual. We have a George VI coin, and this one is from 1947. The difference on his coin is you have underneath the main central, if we move it up a bit, you have the main central rose or Tudor rose under a crown. Then on the left hand side you have a thistle, and then under the thistle is a G. And on the right hand side of the rose you have a shamrock underneath the initial R. So it's a George Regina, George VI coin from 1947, which is just after the Second World War. The other coin is also from 1947, and has exactly the same markings. So you've got the Tudor rose, the Scottish thistle, the shamrock, and then GR as the initials. The rose is under the crown, and again George VI. The last one is Elizabeth II, and it is a 1965 2 shilling bit. Difference between the George VI coin and the Elizabethan coin on the back is quite marked. On this one we have the Tudor rose, the thistle and the shamrock with George's initials. On this one we have a centralised Tudor rose in a circular cartouche, followed then with the other flowers of the nation. So you have the leek, the thistle and the clover going round the outside of the coin, and they pop up on 2 or 3 occasions each, I think. Here you have the Welsh leeks twice at the bottom, and you have thistles in between them, and then at the top you have the thistles, and then in between the thistles you have the shamrocks, and you have the centralised Tudor rose. The last coin is a George V. It's quite a small coin. It is, of course, the farthing. The difference between this farthing and the farthings that you would have known, perhaps later farthings from George VI and Queen Elizabeth, is the fact that they have the wren on. However, these earlier farthings have, I don't know whether this one has been polished by somebody in the past to bring out the details, I don't know, but I can't see any remnants of polish, although it is a very bright copperish coloured coin. It's from 1922 and it's a farthing. I have my suspicions that this one was either, could be one of 2 things. It's either come out of something like a year set, like the yearly sets that you get, or it might have been polished in some way. I'm not sure which it is. So that brings to an end this bag of pre-decimal coins. Here is the bag of coins that I've just reviewed for you. I would like to put out an appeal that if you've enjoyed this, would you please give me the thumbs up? And if you haven't as yet subscribed to the channel, could you please think about doing so, as I'd like to grow my channel this year. For those of you having a hunt, I hope you have a successful one and you find the coins you're looking for. For those of you buying coins, wherever you're buying them from, I hope you can pick them up at the price that you want to pay. And I produce 4 videos a week, so hopefully I do something that appeals to you and something you want to watch. So go and take a look at my backlog, or my back catalogue of videos, and have a little view around of the different videos that I do. Hopefully you'll find things that you'll like. As I say, I produce 4 videos a week, so hopefully I will see you in a short period of time back viewing this channel again. And thank you for watching this one, and I hope to see you again shortly. And until then, from me, bye bye. Ta-ra now. Bye bye.